Hey guys, welcome back for another daily crypto forecast. Today we're going to be taking a look at Bitcoin Cash. I'm going to try to remember to make these videos every Friday, once a week, to see how Bitcoin Cash it's been evolving since after the catastrophic fork. So we're going to be looking at different metrics, hash rates, mining distribution, number of transactions, value transferred every day, of course price as well, adoption, and different charts and different metrics to see how it's evolving. So yeah, let's start. So I'm going to start with price as usual, and I have been doing price pretty often, so it's not like I have a lot new to say, but I have here the daily candles, and this box here was my buy area. So I bought a little bit in this box at $148. I'm ready to catch a little bit more if it comes lower again inside this box. I don't discount another retest of these lows or even slightly lower before actually breaking up, but I do expect Bitcoin Cash to be at around $300 maybe by mid or end of January, just like I expect Bitcoin BTC to be at near 5,000, maybe 4,600 by the end of January. So yeah, I expect Bitcoin to continue to go sideways for a little bit and then push up a little bit more, as I have been pointing out, until all these coins, Bitcoin and altcoins, until they reach the 20-week moving average and this main descending resistance line that we have up here. It's also gonna coincide with the 200-day moving average in the case of Bitcoin Cash, so it's gonna be like triple resistance if it gets up there. So I expect heavy rejection once we get there. We're gonna have to take it from there. If this rejection is very vertical and very, it's very heavy and it sends the price all the way down to near previous lows, then that's not gonna be good. It means probably previous lows will be broken, but as it looks right now, I expect a correction of maybe 50-60% and consolidate around that level, which would signal a lot of strength and would signal, it would be a strong signal that the bottom might have been in this previous low here. Moving on to the hash rate chart, this is the global hash rate for Bitcoin BTC compared to Bitcoin Cash. This dramatic drop that we see here, this was exactly at the hard fork date. So you can see the date here at the corner. If I mouse over this part here, we can see this is exactly the 16th of November, so the day after the fork. The fork happened on the 15th of November. So it's gone down a lot because the hash rate was split between Bitcoin Cash and the BS Vision. So the hash rate was split. So of course we saw a drop in hash rate during the fork, but after the fork we can see it's going up pretty fast and recovering pretty fast. If you see this pattern here in hash rate going up, it's the exact same pattern that we see in price for Bitcoin Cash. So it's when it pumped from $75 to $230, we saw a pump in hash rate because, again, hash rate follows price. So if the price is going up and it's overperforming Bitcoin by a lot, then it's obviously the hash rate for Bitcoin will go down while the hash rate for Bitcoin Cash will go up, because it's the one that is performing better when it comes to price, so it becomes more profitable to mine, and so more hash rate moves there. The point is, if we see another pump in price in Bitcoin Cash, which is what I expect for Bitcoin Cash and altcoins in general, I expect another break in the upside in the coming maybe week and a half, maybe 2 weeks, I don't know exactly, but the patterns seem very much that they are setting up for another breakout and for another run in the altcoin. So, and I expect also Bitcoin BTC to go up in price, but of course slower than the altcoins because it moves slower and it moves less. In other words, I expect altcoins, specifically Bitcoin Cash, to overperform Bitcoin in price again in the coming days or weeks. So if this is the case, I will assume hash rate is going to go up again, and it'll probably, maybe go back to normal levels again. But for now, yeah, this is the situation. Let's see if next week the hash rate for Bitcoin Cash will be already at normal levels around this level here. Moving on to mining distribution. So this is the latest Bitcoin Cash blocks by mining pool for the last 7 days. So for the last week, I'm going to be looking at this every week as well. So for the last week, we had, let's see how many pools, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, and 13. So these 13 different pools or miners. So it's almost as distributed as Bitcoin BTC. The only thing that it's not as attractive is that BTC.top has 37% of the hash rate for themselves. So this doesn't look very nice. I would prefer to see this more distributed, but it's not the end of the world. I mean, there's 12 other, mining pools here. If BTC.top was to become hostile, the other mining pools, it's been proven already with the previous, attempt to 51% attack Bitcoin Cash. The other miners, will actually do something about it. So it's not the end of the world, but of course I would prefer to see this a lot more distributed and not so concentrated here in one single mining pool. But again, we have 13 different pools in total here. So let's take a look at Bitcoin BTC now. And this is the same, the latest Bitcoin BTC blocks by mining pool for the last 7 days. So it's the same chart for Bitcoin BTC. And we've got here how many pools? 3, 6, and 6 is 12, 14, and 15. So we have 15 pools versus 13 pools on Bitcoin Cash. It's basically the same amount of pools because most of them are the same ones, not all of them. There's some pools that mine only Bitcoin BTC, and there's some other pools that mine only Bitcoin Cash. But the number of different pools that mine one and another is basically the same. The distribution though looks a lot better on Bitcoin BTC than Bitcoin Cash. You see how it's, no one has here 30% of the hash power for themselves. BTC.com's got 15%, but yeah, the distribution looks better. So let's see if Bitcoin Cash will get more distributed as well over time, especially as we get, farther and farther away from the catastrophic fork that happened, after all, it happened very recently, so things are still going back to normal. Moving on to transactions. So I have here the Bitcoin versus Bitcoin Cash sent in USD per day. So yeah, sent coins in USD per day. And we can see this dramatic drop again. This was exactly the day of the fork. If I mouse over here, we can see the date is exactly the 15th of November. Obviously, no one could transact with Bitcoin Cash at that time. I mean, you could, but it was a little bit dangerous. I personally wasn't transacting with Bitcoin Cash for that time. I removed it as an option to pay on my websites, so I was not using it at all. But right after the fork, everything went back up to normal, and actually it went higher than it used to be pre-fork here. It went even to these crazy levels that we had during the top of the market, while for Bitcoin BTC it's going down at the moment. Now we had here a little drop because when things go too crazy vertical, whatever direction, up or down, they tend to come back to normal levels. So we are perfectly at normal levels when it comes to value transacted every day in Bitcoin Cash. We're close from Bitcoin BTC actually. Moving on to utility, I wanted to show an example here because I'm a little bit sick and tired of hearing all these lies online that Bitcoin Cash is dead, no one cares about Bitcoin Cash, no one is using it. Well, we've seen the value transacted in Bitcoin Cash every day. It's almost like Bitcoin BTC. So there's a lot of usage. And not only that, guys, for all the services that I have been using for the past several years since I started doing, business online, all the services that I was using for years, as soon as Bitcoin Cash came into existence, they integrated it. So I'm going to show, this is only one example. I'm going to be probably showing one example every Friday so that you see I'm not even exaggerating here. So this is the hosting that I used to host all my websites and domain names. You can see here, I wanted to show you, these are my invoices, it's normal invoices, $41, $7, whatever I pay every month for my different things. So if I organize the invoice date by date, We can see here the oldest one is from the beginning of 2015, February 2015. And if I click again, the last one is from last week. So you can see I've been active here for 4 years. I have right now only $6 in credit. So, but if I was to go to billing, add funds here, you'll see I have the options here to add funds with PayPal, bank transfer, Perfect Money, Web Money, Bitcoin, Bitcash. Well, I guess they should change this Bitcash for BCH or Bitcoin Cash, but they have it like this since the very beginning. Since as soon as Bitcoin Cash came into the market, they added here the option for Bitcoin Cash, because when Bitcoin Cash came into the market, it was when Bitcoin BTC had all these problems with congested network. The transactions were not going through, it took forever, it was very expensive. So all the services that I was already using with Bitcoin, you know, paying or getting paid with Bitcoin BTC, all of them integrated Bitcoin Cash like as soon as it came out. So same with Rocketer.net is a different service that I use for as a payment gateway for some of my websites, not all of them, but same thing. Since March 2017, they were already announcing they were going to integrate Bitcoin Unlimited or whatever solution for bigger blocks for Bitcoin, so that transactions could go through, you know, smoothly as it used to be in Bitcoin all the time. Because all these companies that are using and operating with Bitcoin, when Bitcoin mempool is full and transactions don't go through, these companies get complaints from their clients all the time, even though it's not their fault. But what the client wants is their transaction to go through, to get their money, or, you know, or to send money to pay for services or whatever, or to get paid in you know, in Bitcoin. But if it never gets confirmed, it screws, you know, with your business. So all the companies that I was using before with BTC integrated Bitcoin Cash, and until today is the only two cryptocurrencies they have, Bitcoin BTC and Bitcoin Cash. I use another service, it's called it's for a VPS. It's a VPS service where I host all the things that I cannot host in a normal hosting. So the same thing, I pay with Bitcoin Cash there. Every service that I have been using before with Bitcoin, I started using it with Bitcoin Cash. It didn't take for me to find, you know, some other place where I could use Bitcoin Cash. No, all these people and businesses supported Bitcoin Cash since the beginning and continue to support Bitcoin Cash and up until today, as you can see here. So I will be showing more examples of things that I use for Bitcoin Cash. Services that I pay with Bitcoin Cash, ways that I get paid in Bitcoin Cash as well, and other utilities. I don't know, I play poker with Bitcoin Cash, I, you know, book flights, many things that I can use Bitcoin Cash online. I'm going to be showing this a little bit every Friday, you know, and these are things that I have been doing for a long time. It's not like I'm doing it, you know, since yesterday. So guys, that's all for the video of today. I hope it's helpful, and yeah, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you all on Monday. Bye.